everyone, it's Linda McKenna from Golden Rule Senior Placement Services coming to you today with Tuesday Talks. As planned, we're going to have a topic today, and it is, why do seniors want to stay in their homes, and what can you do to change their perception of senior living? Well, that's a loaded episode, isn't it? Well, as always, I was doing my research and see from other aspects of data, respondents to these masses, not only locally, but, countrywide. And what, a lot of these seniors have been interviewed, and a great source is AARP. And what their data proves is that approximately 90% of seniors intend to stay in their current homes for the next 5 to 10 years. Now, kind of concerning, especially if somebody is 85, 95 already. Of those that plan on staying in their homes, 85% believe they could do so without making significant modifications to their home. Meaning, I'm used to walking, I'm used to going and taking a shower in my shower, I don't need grab bars. So the modifications in their home, meaning, lit hallways, if there is not enough light there, throw rugs, flooring, a lot of the concerns that we take for granted ambulating around our own home or doing our daily activities of living. So with that, it goes into saying at the same time, many of the survey respondents reported that it was becoming increasingly more difficult to live independently. In fact, only 43% respondents found over the age of 70 found it very easy to live independently. Thus, despite the challenges that come with living alone, many seniors still want to live in their own homes. So with all that being said, here it is, the average age is 70, so somebody just retiring, of course they're going to be able to live independently, especially if they do not have any disease processes or limitations. So, but as those ages grow to the 80s and 90s, living independently is probably not a good idea because there's a lot of safety issues and a lot of concerns, especially if there's disease processes. Are they taking their medications correctly or on time? Or if they taken them at all. And then also just, with depression sets in, is that being attended to because they're all by themselves and they're not going to describe it to you, their children, their grandchildren. This is the way it's going to be. So, and then they're kind of scared. So here is the top 5 reasons, why seniors want to stay home. The physical stress of moving. Wow, yes. Think about it. Downsizing. I don't want to get rid of that. Oh my God, where am I going to put this in, a smaller home? I have this whole house of furniture and I have all my belongings, all my clothing, and where am I going to put it all if I'm going to be now downsizing to a 1-bedroom apartment or even better, a studio? How is that going to happen? I'm not going to get rid of that. I'm not going to get rid of that. So the worry of their belongings, the stress of moving is very, 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 very overwhelming. Realize their material things are very important to them. It brings back a lot of memories of yesteryear. But they sometimes would rather live alone with their belongings than actually enjoy life with other people. So the stress of moving is very prevalent. With my service of Golden Rule, we actually help with downsizing companies moving out of the home. We work with phenomenal real estate agents, also to work with the downsizing company to stage the home appropriate for selling. So it's eye-pleasing to everyone. Less clutter, typically. And sometimes it might take time to downsize. So sometimes getting a storage unit, which is very prevalent these days, being built all over, is, putting things away maybe for temporary purposes and only taking the necessities with you So you're not rushing through getting through things and giving away or selling or donating. It's a process. So it gives you a little bit more feasible time. And, quite honest with you, paying rent at a storage facility is well worth it. Sometimes it's $150. So it's really not that bad. And them knowing that it's there, that then it's not gone, it gives them time to think about who really to give those gifts to or to donate it, whatever that it may be. Number 2 is the fear of losing independence. Now, isn't that odd? The fear of moving was number 1. Number 2 is losing their independence. Independence is that I'm no longer going to be able to make my own decisions. That is not going to happen. People that are alert and oriented and not having the disease process of dementia and Alzheimer's are capable of making their decisions, but guided decisions with their family members of POA, power of attorney, maybe a trust officer, but guidance. So, if that is explained to a senior loved one, that their independence is not being taken away, meaning that they're still part of the decision process, and their likes and dislikes are going to be included in the process, you're going to have somebody less leery to want to make that change. And then also, then not having that fear of independence, of losing it. Anxiety over leaving a community. There's a lot of retirement communities, as we well know, 55 and older, especially in Florida and Arizona, a lot of the retiree states. A lot of them have lived together maybe 30 years. Neighbors have become family. And living in this community for 30 years, they don't want to be the one that's leaving to go to senior living, because I'm leaving all my friends and family behind and I'm making the move. They're not. So yeah, that leaving that community and that sense of safety, that they're all the same age and they all know each other's likes and quirks and worries and all, is very disconcerting. But a senior living community is the same, but under one roof. So for safety reasons, most importantly. Number 4, emotional ties to the family home. Well, in some situations, some are still living in their homes where they reared their children, maybe where their grandchildren came to visit as well. And there's a lot of memories in that home. And I could definitely attest to it, not only with my own parents, my own feelings about home and memories of being home all together. But as I tell my senior clients, the 4 walls are just the 4 walls. You always bring your memories with you in your heart, mind, and soul. And that's not going to be forgotten because you're leaving a home that's going to be carried on with you. So, photos and all those memorabilia is going to be coming with you. And you're now making new memories in a more safer environment. So I can get that emotional ties to the home is something very, very, very touching and overwhelming. Number 5, the fear of the unknown. What happens if I don't like it there? What happens after I move? We sell the house and it's not to my liking. Again, it's something new. It's like anything new chapter in our lives is something to get, acquainted with. Remember when we were dating, we got married, it was an adjustment. Also, the adjustment of a new job. Am I going to like it? Is it going to be something that I really think I made the right decision? When we purchased our car, everybody's got a Cadillac, I'm getting one too. And it really didn't fit our need. So, yes, big decisions. And if you're not going to like it, yes, it's definitely something that you're thinking ahead. You're not going to like it. But think of it this way. The fear of the unknown, of likes and dislikes in senior living, it is totally, totally different. There is contracts and they have to be abided by, but there is no signing away for life. So if something after 3 months is not working out to your best interest, not liking it, of course you're able to give a notice that you're fiduciary responsible for the next 30 days, and you can move on to another place, whatever that it may be. So again, yes, the fear of the unknown, but also you're not contractually signing your life away. Okay. I always tell that to my clients, and it really makes them feel a little bit less burdened with, oh my God, what happens if I don't like this and I'm stuck? I'm stuck here. Okay. 7 ways the senior living can improve the quality of life. This I go through with my clients quite a bit and their families, and I give these little anecdotes to my families to speak with this of their family members, that these are the advantages of moving on. So, and how senior living is going to work for them. One, now you, as the homeowner and your senior loved one, doesn't have to worry about home maintenance, yard work, or anything of that nature. As a house is getting older, guess what? It comes into ill repair. So roofs have to be, maybe updated or replaced. There is cracking of, the foundation or the driveway. Oh, the weeds are out of control. The yard work, what I used to do, I can't do anymore. The air conditioner is broken down, especially in the heat of the summer or in the cold of the winter. The heating unit is broken. Oh my God, you have to worry about that because you need to be comfortable and also safe in your home environment. So all those home maintenance things goes away. You do not have to worry about that anymore, because when in senior living, you will have a maintenance director that actually, if there's something that happens in your apartment, they will come to it right away and detail the work and get it done quickly. And you're not paying for it. They are actually part of the process of living in senior living. Yard work and all that goes away, though there is garden clubs that a lot of my ladies who loved to garden before, but it became very overwhelming, are now doing gardening clubs within their senior living. So again, there is still things that you still can do, but it's not a burden anymore that it has to be done. Okay. Number 2, 1 monthly bill for most expenses. Imagine that. I'm not having to go to the store and pay for all my food. Okay. No, I don't have to pay for the utility bill. I do not have to pay for homeowners insurance. I do not have to pay for the yard work. I do not have to pay. Think of all these expenses and checks that have to be written out every month, or if somebody's doing electronic billing, you're doing one bill. That includes everything within it. So it's inclusive billing. Much easier to maintain, especially for a senior loved one, or if you're overseeing their billing as well too. So much easier, and especially if you're living out of state from your senior loved one. Number 3, nutritional food served on demand. When somebody lives alone in their own home, making a meal for themselves are not likely going to be nutritional or nutritious, but also it's kind of depressing eating by yourself. So family style eating or restaurant dining is very prevalent in senior living, may it be assisted, memory care, independent living, or even a residential care home. Very, very not regimented, but scheduled, nutritious dining as well. And as you like it. I tease with some of my people, if you're a late riser and breakfast is served at 7 and you don't make it, guess what? You'll be able to still be served. So that really is very different than having to get up and cook, shop, clean, and do all that up afterwards. 5-star amenities. A lot of the larger senior living have billiard tables, pools, swimming pools, exercise equipment, a lot, movie theaters. There's a lot of amenities in these. And it's close to home. It's right there under your roof, not having to worry about getting there and to enjoy it with others. On the smaller scale, there is so many amenities. There's so many things that seniors could do in a residential care home just the same. So develop meaningful relationships with people who have similar interests. Remember that we talked about leaving a community and you became familiar with one another. I'm sure there's some that you didn't fraternize in the community. Well, here it is. you're already neighbors. You're forced to be neighbors, but more than likely that you have a choice. In a lot of the larger senior living, they try to group people together with the same likes. And that's why they really do ask you a lot of what you like to do and your activities. So, maybe there's a veterans club, maybe there's a men's club, maybe there's the garden club, maybe there's somebody playing Pokino as a group, bingo. All of these things are right there under one roof. Reduce tension in family relationships. A lot of older senior loved ones do not want to be dependent on their children to go shopping, to get to the doctor, to do all those things. So there's a lot of tension that they feel that they're putting on their family members, even care, or just keeping up to date with their daily needs. So again, this is going to lose that tension from them, and it's going to be easier that you have a relationship with your senior loved ones. So when you go visit, you are visiting them and going to be entertained with them. Not that it is now a work assignment that you need to get this done when going to mom and dad or mom's house or whatever that it may be. 7, increase feelings of safety. Living alone at night is where most people feel unsafe. Some, don't sleep very well at night because of the fear of falling. Nobody's going to know that I fell, whatever that it may be. So safety is definitely a concern. What happens if the electricity goes out? Oh my goodness, I'm going to be here without electricity. I'm not going to be able to call it, or my phone goes out. All those things are a concern of safety that, guess what, just a ring or a call away within the establishment, the senior living establishment, is going to be tended to your needs, no matter what day, what time of day that you're going to need this. So what can you do to change the perception of senior living? That could just be a synopsis in itself. But one thing I could say is if you approach it now, putting a little thought and idea into their minds now, and let's do tours, or let's go and see what it's all about. I've done virtual tours with a lot of my seniors with their families, so they can see the aspects, what actually physically going into the building. So they realize it's not as scary as it thinks to be. A lot of people also think senior living is a nursing home. It is certainly not a nursing home. Trust me, when my parents were in assisted living, I had to make appointments with them. They were very, very active. So again, if you don't put that morsel of information or in their minds today, and my best advice is not wait till it's imminent to actually approach them with these ideas, guess what? It's a seamless transition for everybody involved, and a peace of mind for you being the loved one of your senior. Well, thank you for viewing Tuesday Talks with Linda McKenna. And as always, I lead you to my website. It is www.goldenruleseniorplacement.com. There you'll see my bio, you'll see my demographics, testimonials, various options, resources, links to social media, and all these video talks right there at your fingertip that you could go back and view them at whim. But more than anything, if I could leave you with one morsel of advice, don't wait. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when it's going to happen. Thank you so much for viewing Tuesday Talks, and I will see you in a week or two for another episode of Tuesday Talks with Linda McKenna of Golden Rule Senior Placement Services. Thank you very much, and have a blessed week or two. Bye-bye now.